Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend full of, maybe charts, maybe not. Usually great time to get away from the markets a little bit. Obviously, though, we do have the holidays coming up. More time to spend with our families and more time to tell them at the dinner table about crypto. I'm sure for some people, that's probably something they really look forward to. For others, it's probably something that they dread. But guys, welcome to Market Check. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, Tucker, Jackus, and Louie. Welcome to everybody as well. Before we can start cooking, guys.
Study Roan.
Oh, I love it. The BB intern, man. Truly few.
I went bowling with Roan this weekend, man. Roan's in town. We studied bowling together. Great.
I'm terrible at bowling. I think I'm happy when I can bowl over like 100, which
Tommy.
I know I'm terrible at bowling. You guys are good.
Tommy probably with those forearms, man. Tommy probably uses like a 30-pound custom bowling ball.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
I just hurl it at the pins, and it doesn't really take out that many. Unfortunately, it's
Tommy
almost like it's
speed. Yeah, he goes for speed.
What is your record, guys, at bowling?
Probably like 130 or 140. It's something terrible.
Miles per hour. Or score.
Score. I'm sure you smashed the back door there.
I don't think I've ever crossed 200, Jackus, but I can pretty easily get over 100. So
I bowled a 410, and I know the highest you can go is 300, but I broke the record, man. Like it was first guy to ever bowl over 300.
Wait, Max, you do not count all your bowling games through your life. You're talking about single game.
You didn't say that before, Jack, so I'm allowed to.
Wait, Jack, do they have bowling over there?
Bruv, I don't live in a cave.
Well, I don't know what you guys do.
What the fuck?
I really thought bowling was just like an American thing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, we play lots of bowling.
I just play the arcade games.
Okay, Jackus, what is your best score? I feel like it's really good because you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is 230, but
no way.
I was lucky.
No fucking way. Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad actually used to score 300 regularly because he was playing the tournaments and all of that. So
all right, so you know how to like spin the ball. You do the whole like bring it in, curve it kind of thing.
No, I'm not that good, to be honest. Just a little, but not what those guys do.
You bowled a 230. That's insane, man.
Yeah, 230 is pretty good, Jackus.
I mean, speaking of 230, I feel like ETH's about to gap up 230 points in 5 minutes here. Does anybody else feel that way?
Look at that! Look at that high just on the left there, man. It's about to just punch.
Go to like
Cheeto.
go to like the 1 hour, Tucker, because I want to show that wick from this morning, man. The hourly wick. I mean, that is something we are not familiar with when it comes to Ethereum, because nobody has wanted to touch Ethereum. And usually when we sell off quickly, it just ends up being more selling because everybody hates Ethereum. I mean, but this is different. This feels different.
Bro. Look at that. Oof.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's took out the equal lows.
ETH finally looks better.
ETH, dude, and ETH BTC.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, maybe we just shouldn't talk
about it. It does.
Maybe let's
it
not
does,
talk
but
about
don't
it.
jinx it.
I don't want to talk about it, actually. Never mind. No one say anything. That looks a little juicy. All right, Tucker, I'm gonna direct you on some artwork here because I have a line that I would like you to highlight. Let's go to the 3-day. Let's go to the 3-day. Okay. Now, see the low, the May 2021 low. Okay.
May?
So up top. Or sorry, June. Yeah, right in there. Okay, draw a horizontal across that low to, right there, all the way to, or I'm sorry, a diagonal, not a horizontal, a diagonal.
Diagonal.
I misspoke. So draw a diagonal from that low through that. Yep. Looks like a bear trap to me, right at the bottom. I've seen many bear traps over the past 6 months of trying to call a bottom on this thing. So, so you're saying there's a chance. But here's what I like about this one. Here's what I like about this one. We filled in the entirety of the previous bull market pump. Like there is not a single inefficiency left on this entire chart. It is. Oh, hello, Butters. Look at that.
He's attacking me this morning.
You had it coming, man. You probably did something.
Oh,
I like how this looks. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I like how this looks.
the reactions that we're getting from ETH Bitcoin on these bounces are showing that we're close to a low. Because clearly there's demand for swap. I think for relative value of ETH against Bitcoin here. I do think we're probably going to U-turn this pump again on ETH Bitcoin. Butters, come on, man. I do think we're probably going to U-turn this pump on ETH Bitcoin again, but the bottom for ETH Bitcoin should come in December.
I
say once we break 4K, again, that's when it comes.
When what comes?
Chart.
Yeah.
The ETH BTC outperformance once ETH breaks 4K.
Jackus, I have a question for you.
Oh shit.
And I'm going to ask
again.
Yeah. Okay. ETH BTC looking positive. Okay. Looking constructive. Where do you think that ETH BTC could go this cycle? Do you think it's going to actually? Wow, Butters is on one today. This is crazy. This is a record for Butter. Do you think that ETH BTC? And I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts too.
Whoa.
Wait, I'm hearing a big echo. Something's going on today. Okay. That one might have been Tommy. I'm not sure though. Do you think that ETH BTC could go on to exceed the highs of last cycle, or it will kind of in similar fashion create another high time frame lower high like it did last cycle compared to 2 cycles ago?
So for me, it's really about one single level, and that is 0.055. Once that level is broken, I think not only we hit new highs from prior cycle, but we go to 11, like 0.11 or something, and then probably higher later on. Right now, obviously, as of right now, we had a intermediate or local bear market, and I understand that in this concept, the local would be like 2 years, which may sound crazy to many, but we need to take things contextualizedly, or put them into context. And the context is that we have been inside of this entire run up from 2021. That was a one leg that took 1 month basically, but the price have been trading within that leg ever since. So we have been in a bull market on ETH BTC chart since the launch, since the prior cycle bottom, and it never changed that way. Obviously, one could say that it's a range. BTC maxis will tell you it's a bear market. I would say it depends on the time frame we look at. So as of right now, everything is just going to be a...
Okay, hang on. We're going to do this as a group right now. Everyone go to your settings right now. Everybody on the panel, go to your settings, go to audio, and then click echo cancellation and reduce mic background noise. There's 2 boxes.
Already done, brother. Already done.
Done.
Already done.
Louis?
Okay.
Hey,
Mine's been done.
Why am I getting it? Somebody has a second mic hooked up then, because there's something different today. Sorry, guys. We're going to figure this out right now. There's a second mic, or...
I'm not sophisticated enough to have a second mic set up.
All right. Well...
Is it good?
It's good. I'm hearing more background noise than I normally do today, and I think
good
it's because
for
we did
me.
that. We did the mega stream, and I think we were trying to play music, so we were all tinkering with our mics. But
That was a tragic stream, Max.
dude, how about the
Mhm.
fact that we got 150 points away from 100K, and the French ruined it again?
The French, yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
you singled out the French specifically because
We took a vote, bro. We took a vote. I had to respect
The
the outcome.
Europeans in the Discord singled out the French.
I knew it was the Euro scalpers, right? So the Europeans get the blame, but I said to the Europeans in the Discord, I said, who's responsible for this? Like which area, which region in Europe? Like tell me specifically, is like who is doing this? And they said it's the French for sure.
We got a lot
They
of
all
votes
said the
for the
French.
UK too, Max.
Yeah, they didn't like the French or the UK. So I mean, I don't
Yeah.
that's not a me thing. That's the Europeans told me that it's the French's fault. Okay. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. You could tell me it's somewhere else, but the Europeans, they said it was the French. So
Mhm.
that was tragic, man. We put in a lot of work on that. That was fun though. It was
Yeah.
fun. You know what I thought was funny? This is totally, we're getting off topic here, but I was looking at the stream and it was like a 4.5 hour stream, and YouTube like blocked like a bunch of it because we had so much copyright on there for playing music.
No.
But they monitor every song you've played, so you can go back to that stream and see which songs we played all the way through. It like,
really?
it like logs it for you.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was probably the most active I've seen the chat. So maybe we could do something like that where we don't get copyrighted and do more streams like that.
Yeah, it was just, it was tragic we didn't get there, man. I mean, it was just, we were listening to a bunch of 2006 to 2015 Drake. Thank you, Louis. And then, we didn't get there. But all right, anyways, let's get back to ETH BTC.
Yeah, you guys
derailed us.
You guys need to observe this. Well, Jackus thinks we're going to 0.11, which that would be epic. But again, for the 100th time, all right, Q1 of the post-halving year from January 1st, from the yearly open until May here, or June here, ETH BTC outperforms. And that is when you sell your altcoins into ETH BTC strength. This time it's confluent with the Bitcoin conference at the end of May, which is just wonderful. And I mean, that's really all there is to it. I mean, everyone who's been like, win alt season, like, I mean, Bitcoin dominance may possibly have topped, by the way. We can go look at that. But alt season has always been during these times right here, okay, in Q1 of the post-halving year and kind of Q2. But that is when alt season. So
best trader I know said ETH BTC would top on Sunday. So
whoa, no, I said this. Wait. I did a comma. This would top by Sunday, which I did not really.
Wait, what did I just say?
I did not really account for it potentially already having topped, which
it looks fucked. Honestly,
it looks bad. And Barry in our Discord said it had the highest weekly volume candle like ever the other day, which looked, toppy. But yeah, what do we want to put on here? Ooh, I know what we want to put on. Oh, study, it's over.
Oh,
wait, come on, give me. Oh, I wanted the weekly. Oh, there we go. We'll take it.
They're gonna sweep the div.
Oh,
I really think we get one more leg in these things because Bitcoin USD just puts in some disgusting candle above 100K that crushes all Bitcoin pairs one last time. And then on Bitcoin's way back down, when it finishes, everything will pump together and that will be the Bitcoin dominance top. That's kind of like what I'm anticipating.
I know. I was hoping they would put that candle in by Sunday is what I thought they would do. But because they didn't, I was like, I tweeted under my tweet, I was like, we might be cooked on this one, guys. But it looks kind of rough.
I think he did it again. I think he did it again.
It's looked rough before though. It has looked, this also looked
But
rough,
the
right?
timing of it lining up with like the Russell making an all-time high today, Tucker, it's kind of this time. I dare I say it is different this time.
I know. I'm
Bitcoin's
praying
now
that
in price discovery. Russell's, all-time high.
I know.
Others' dominance clearly looks bottomed. The
I'm
age-old
praying that
question: what are we
Norman
talking about?
Rockwell. I'm praying Norman Rockwell won't fail me. It hasn't yet. But
If
You
I
said
if I were the
20, I mean-
Bitcoin devs, I have a very bullish headline during a very illiquid week of holiday trading.
The Thanksgiving Day massacre is usually a real thing too, which is a bummer. They like to mess with us while we're all away from our screens. So there have been some bloody Thanksgivings before, which is why the title of today's stream is Bloody Thanksgiving for Crypto? ? So we'll see.
Last cycle, it was the winter solstice that topped us to the day, which is December 21st. So
You know what I
if
think
it's
is
not topped, then
Here's the thing. I'd be okay with Bitcoin dominance actually going higher here because I think it would mean 130K Bitcoin. I don't think it would be bearish ETH. So,
agree.
but I'm kind of indifferent at this point where I'm like, I don't think it makes sense to like wait on alts for too much longer because you just don't know for sure.
I mean, we haven't been. We have not been waiting on.
We've been about 6 months in front of the breakdown. So,
We've been
front
fading
ran,
this chart
front
for
run.
6 months. Yeah.
Tucker, are you VPN Nation right now?
No, am I lagging?
You're a little choppy. Not
I
too
see
bad.
my thing. Yeah, my Wi-Fi signal is on. That's
I
unfortunate.
figured you were in Uzbekistan right now. But
No.
Oh my god. But the real question we have to be asking, guys.
Good question.
I think if it doesn't top here, then it probably really tarnishes his legacy. And we can definitively answer the question: who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
Oh man.
Let's get Stephen A. Smith on Market Check, man. I'd love to hear his thoughts on
No, we
this.
need Skip Bayless on Market Check.
Hey, Skip, how does
No,
Bitcoin dominance topping before 62% affect LeBron's legacy?
He would
Stay
have a
off
take.
the
He would
weed.
have a hot take.
Let's get Shannon Sharp and all the boys on here, man, and just
Charles Barkley,
Shannon
Shaq.
Sharp makes me laugh so
Dude.
hard.
imagine Shaq and Charles Barkley on here talking about Bitcoin dominance.
Oh my god.
I feel like we could make that happen. I don't know why, but I feel like we could.
Cycle top things. Probably.
That would be a cycle top.
Could be.
That'd be sick
Could
though.
be. All right, what else? do we
Louis,
want?
I see Louis Meatstick has his charts up sneakily below, but he's being awfully quiet about it.
Well, we had a question, right? Was there a question?
The question is, Louis, are we going to make new cycle highs for ETH BTC this cycle, or will we exceed last cycle's top for ETH BTC?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, well now I'm not interested in hearing what you have to say because it doesn't fit my bias. So get your chart off the screen. I'm just kidding.
Oh, hold on. He's back.
Oh, he's
Oh no!
And
he's
he's
still
bullish.
bullish. Welcome back.
Crap.
Oh, he's Sailor Unlimited bid. See, he's getting it now. He's
Sub
figuring it out.
90K coming soon. Fuck, it's over, guys.
He's figuring it out. Yeah, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, ETH BTC is just a representation of how these trade against each other, right? And cyclically, the past two bull runs, we've seen, Bitcoin goes first, and then ETH highly outperforms. Then ETH goes into a bear market, the pair goes into a bear market. But if you could see, these ETH and BTC are becoming more in parity with each other. And what I mean by that is you're seeing less and less of a pump out of these bear market lows from this pair, right? Obviously 2017 was a massive move. Then, 2020 bear market, 2021, you had a pump, but you came nowhere close to your 2017 high. And if you could tell, like we from the 2021 bull market high on the ETH BTC pair, like we basically have been trading in a range, right? Like we didn't make new highs and then trade into a bear market low. We kind of just went up and then just been slowly like bleeding against it, but we basically stayed in this macro range for the pair, right? So all this means is that ETH is trading more like Bitcoin in a sense, right? That they're trading more 1-to-1 versus, more cyclically, like Bitcoin first, ETH second. So all that means is that ETH is kind of growing up or maturing as an asset, and trading more or less like Bitcoin. So if you kind of had to follow this pattern, right? I mean, it's only 2 examples, unless we break it and make new highs, which I'm totally fine with, right? Like I'm in all altcoins, so like I could care less. But if it follows something similar to what we're seeing, like I don't see us breaking this high from 2021. What I can see is this kind of being our new range for ETH BTC, where we kind of maybe oscillate between range lows and range highs going for cycles moving forward, right? And if you're looking from how this is progressing, this doesn't look all that outlandish to me. So, but even this type of move, like we've already, like, look at where ETH BTC is now. We're basically just bouncing off range lows now, and we've seen massive moves for altcoins so far, right? So for ETH BTC to go from range lows to range highs, this will still mean that altcoins have a massive alt season, and things get crazy. And everyone gets euphoric. This doesn't, just because we don't make new highs doesn't mean, that things aren't going to get crazy, because we didn't break the last high last cycle, right? Like look how dwarfed this looks compared to 2017, but yet 2021 was still crazy and people made tons of money, right? So in my opinion, I think, with the ETFs, both BTC and ETH having ETFs, with ETH getting larger as time goes on, I think these more or less oscillate within this range and kind of act more or less kind of as like similar assets versus ETH, crazy outperforming for a short period of time and then underperforming for longer periods of time as time goes on. And I could see it more or less like an oscillating pair where it kind of just ranges from here on out. And then who knows what happens after that. But this is kind of how I would see it playing out for this cycle, in my opinion, even if maybe we don't even get back to range highs. But still, I mean, I think this cycle is going to be great. And even if we got to even like here, right, I think this move just from here to here would be enough for us to make brilliance in this cycle.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was gonna say, Louis. Like, we don't really need it to make new, not cycle highs, but we don't need it to get really above 0.1 to have a wild alt. I mean, we've kind of already seen that, right? Like, we've seen Pepe and Wolf and Andy absolutely rip with ETH BTC in a downtrend, right? So for it to go up, what, almost 3x, right, to get back up to that top, we don't need much more than that. It would be nice, it'd be nice to see 0.11 or higher, but
yeah,
I don't think we need it,
Yeah, especially we got Solana taking market share and stuff like that. Like ETH BTC has been a good parameter in the past. Like 2017, 2016, ETH was kind of the only L1. So that's why you saw such a big run.
Wait, Louis, you know what it's like? It's like how Tether market cap goes up and dominance goes less low on each drop, but you still get a massive pump. It's the same thing, because you said like Sol is taking market share, so you don't need as giant moves from ETH BTC to get the same alt out performance.
Jack, is you going to say something? I heard you.
Just that when ETH BTC runs, that's when like Wolf and Andy and Pepe so far, like their moves have been nice. But when ETH BTC runs like this, that's when all those three will just go, parabolic, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like Tucker said, like this is what we've been dealing with for the past literally year and a half. But we've seen Andy, Wolf, and tons of other altcoins on ETH or just altcoins in general literally do hundreds of X's. Like imagine what we're gonna do when we pop from range lows. And like I'm saying, we don't need to get back to range highs or make new highs to have parabolic runs on these altcoins anymore. And I think moving forward, like we're going to need different things to look at as far as tracking the cycles for altcoins, in my opinion, like stuff like this, like others, crypto total, like not including like Bitcoin and ETH, right? Like this is my altcoin market cap chart where, you know, kind of following this to see like where we are in the cycle. This is, I think, a better, you know, view of kind of where we're at, right? Like if you're looking at this is telling a story that altcoins are way off the lows and they're continuing higher here, right? Versus if you're waiting for the ETH-BTC chart, you haven't made any money off altcoins in the past 6 months and you left a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. By the way, this chart, Louis, this is legit when BTC was at like 60K in March or prior to March. This is legit January 2024 BTC, this chart.
Yeah. And I mean, just looking at this, I mean, obviously, like last cycle, right? Like we obviously smashed the old all-time high, right? Kind of had a mid-cycle correction and then made new highs. So, I mean, we're here. We're not even back to the 2021 all-time high. So we're kind of like, if we had to compare it to where we are, we're kind of like here, right? We're kind of here. Like we're just about to maybe test the old all-time cycle high for altcoin market cap. And obviously here we kind of looks like we got a little correction and then we really went, right? So this gives you a better idea of like where you are in the cycle and how altcoins are performing. Because this doesn't include Bitcoin and ETH. So this chart, you know, obviously probably going to do something like this, right? Where it tops, I don't know. I could see anywhere from 2 to 3 trillion, in my opinion. But I think this is a great thing. Maybe even moving forward after this cycle, this chart may be way more important than the ETH-BTC chart.
I have a nice chart. If we hit 500 likes, I will share it.
You know what to do.
Uh-oh. Do they need the reminder?
I do like Jackus's level of 4K. I do think when that's broken, it's going to be very, very. It's going to be like a waterfall, honestly, of cope and and reallocation back into ETH. I really think it's coming, and it's kind of fitting. It's kind of fitting that it'll likely come during a month where you have a winter solstice. Has anybody thought about that? By the way, the winter solstice, the Sun coin is probably not going to perform as well after that. I don't know, just food for thought. But I think it makes sense to see Sol move first and then ETH to take back the reins for probably like 2 or 3 months, quite frankly. But I really think people continue to underestimate this ETH catch-up trade. And they probably will continue. I really think they're going to continue to underestimate it while ETH grinds higher, because Bitcoin is likely to be doing something that garners headlines here over the next like 1 or 2 weeks when we go over 100K. Meanwhile, ETH is just going to be kind of tiptoeing into that 4K level. And whenever you break it, definitively, you're not coming back.
I mean, Tommy, we had a winter solstice last year, and Sol was at like $20, brother. So you know,
I do remember that. Yeah,
did pretty well.
It's had mixed results. I remember the winter solstice topped it in like 2021 or something like that. What were you gonna say, Jackus?
Do you know what happens when ETH breaks 4K? It's gonna break, and people will be like, "Okay, maybe I will get bullish now. I will wait for the pullback."
No pullback.
It's gonna be like
you're gonna double almost like within a week or two, probably, when you break 4K. Maybe not.
It's so funny seeing Tommy this build up on ETH, man. Like it's just he was so bearish for so long, and how he's just like the biggest ETH bull. I love it.
Look how far back this 4K level goes. Goes all the way back to 2021. Like
Jackus has a great chart for this, Louis, too. And you're showing the same thing, but it's like it needs to be viewed that like this entire area since 2021 when we marked up is a giant accumulation.
Yeah.
It is.
Mega accumulation.
This was your
Deal
this
with
is
it.
buy.
Deviation, bruv. That was deviation, bruv.
Yeah.
And the expansion to the top side of this giant 3.5 year accumulation. For those that have traded ETH before, you know how crazy, like it doesn't pump often, but when it does, no entries. No prisoners.
No pullbacks. Remember.
You will get no pullback and you will cope about it.
It's like, oh, I'll
Season.
have time for this ETH Bitcoin to base and before the outperformance. No, probably not. You're just gonna see if ETH Bitcoins last like 6 months or any indication, the reversal is just gonna happen at once, and you're just gonna have to chase it.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
We had a super chat from Tim. If ETH catch-up trade is coming, should we be allocating preparing for a base season? Here's my thoughts on base season. I think you're going to get little pockets of, base outperformance. Like I think Brett's going to do really well, but that Brett kind of stands alone on base right now. That's the thing. I think that the true base season is going to come towards the very tail end of the cycle when ETH gas fees just go crazy, right? And I could be wrong on that because base is brand new, so it's just kind of a speculation. But I think you'll do fine with just like an ETH season first, and then maybe like February of next year, you'll see like a monster rotation into base. But I mean, again, I could be wrong on that. It's just that's my hunch, right?
Max,
yeah.
Usually, how like the top is here or significant level is when we look at so many metrics, so many different ways to look at the same thing. And what an idiot is going to do, he's going to pick a single one, and then he's going to be like everything is sending higher, and then he's going to pick that one thing that is flashing like red signal, and he's going to be like, look, everything's about to collapse because of this one thing. But what you usually like, the true signal is when let's say you have like plethora of 20 things you can look at. It can be like Coinbase app ranking, but it can also be like the YouTube channels, how they are growing, or it can be the MR Z score, and it can be P cycle top or whatever. Like there are plethora of these things, which by the way you can get on the BB terminal, all of them combined, by the way, guys. But when you get like plethora of these things, and like at least 15 out of 20 of them is flushing the red signal, that's when you get it. Not when 1 out of the 20 is like telling you, hey, something's a little bit overbought, right? Like that's how you approach this, by the way.
But anecdotally, I've had a friend reach out. That surely means that this cycle, of which I'm benchmarking against previous cycles, has to be topped. No, I will say I've had a bunch of people reach out to me. By a bunch, I mean like 2 or 3, which is way more than normal. And they all ask me about the same coin, though. The same coin. And it's XRP, man.
No.
There's a certain lindiness to it. But they've all asked me about XRP, man.
Well, it's triple. That's why in the last couple of days it's going up.
It's the meme. It's the neuron activation. The monkey sees action. Yes,
that's true.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, last cycle, yeah, it took a long time for basically we were deep into 2021 before people started reaching out. And it makes sense that people, like, as cycles go on, like retail is gonna come back earlier and earlier in the cycle. So I mean, it does make me a little like on edge that there's, you're seeing a lot more retail kind of funnel back in. But at the same time, it makes sense for the retail to, come back earlier and earlier each cycle. So I'm not going to let it like get in the way of the plan. But yeah, no, it's I think people are coming back earlier. And I think the people that are coming back now, like the retail and the newbies, they have early adopters as well. So like we're like probably early adopters, right? And then the retail, you have the people that trickle in first. And then obviously later on, you go farther and farther down the chain of of newcomers. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. I mean, it definitely makes me a little, like I don't like seeing it. Like when I'm seeing it all, like everywhere I go now, it's all crypto. Like that makes me a little nervous. But at the same time, I got to realize that, you know, we are kind of getting to that point where crypto is being more and more adopted as time goes on. So it's just going to be, it just is what it is. We're going to have to get used to it.
The thing though,
It's
Louis,
adoption
we
cycle.
need them to make money. Okay, we need those
Yeah,
people to make
exactly.
money and be euphoric about the money they made, and then
Yeah.
proceed to lose all of it. Okay,
Yep.
that is the natural state of things. That's what we need. So I think they're gonna make money until like, you know, April, May, June, and then probably round trip a lot.
The normie
One thing,
must start shoveling right now, hit a
Mhm.
comfortable 3x on majors, and then end the cycle exactly where they started, if not at a loss. And I
Yeah.
think we're in the early innings of the normie returning.
yeah. One thing I would say to the, you know, XRP normies of Tommy and so forth, listen, people need to view the forest for the trees, and you just do not want to get caught up in the little, you know, itchings. You want to see that this is the first breakout months out of 7 years accumulation. You simply do not fade that. It doesn't matter what the sentiment is, doesn't matter how many people call in. Like all of that can cause is a lower time frame, pause, pullback, whatever. But the first breakout months out of 7 years structure is not to be faded. And anyone that tells you otherwise deserves an unfollow.
The turkey on our video picture.
Oh, we do.
We got a nice big Thanksgiving turkey on
Very
our
nice.
thumbnail. But we're at 286, guys. We have
Yeah,
644 people watching. That's less than half of you. Jackus has some major alpha that he wants to share, but he's not sharing it until we get to 500. Just is what it is. So smash the likes. And we just hit 22K followers, subscribers on YouTube. So that's great. Congrats. I joined at 16K. So we're making progress.
We need that at 100 ASAP.
Yeah.
Louis.
Nah, we'll be at 100.
And
Sure.
guys,
You're,
we're changing things up here, okay? We're actually going to be talking about some of our premium offerings as a brief intermission now in the middle of the show, not the end moving forward. So guys, while we're doing this, let's run the likes up. Let's get Chef Jackus on the charts. And Tommy's going to tell you a little bit about why you should consider taking your next step towards joining us with the BB Terminal or the Discord or a combination. All right. And then we're going to get back to the programming. All right. Tommy, tell them about it. Let's run the likes up, and then let's get back to the show.
doing it in the middle of the show instead of the end. Gonna have to see how smooth it goes. But yeah, guys. No, because Bitcoin, we've been working incredibly hard for you over the last year, right? You know, the market has been moving in a lot of different ways. We've had a lot of ranging conditions for the last 7 or 8 months. You know, the market has been there and hasn't been there, but because Bitcoin has been there the whole time, guys, and we've been building out these really cool products for you to be able to use. First and foremost, the Because Bitcoin terminal, guys, that will become your go-to tool for this cycle. Whether or not you are, you know, more of an active trader, trading leverage, trading futures, we have data for you, obviously open interest. A lot of aggregated data for you to be able to make decisions for more active, lower time frame trading. We also have things for you if you are more of an investor, right? Our DCA calculator, our long-term metrics and tools to be able to make educated decisions on your investments. And of course, soon we will also be your go-to tool if you are a DGen as well. Whenever we add our DGen page, you guys are going to go crazy for that. It is going to replace many of your on-chain tools for this cycle that you currently use without giving away too much, but it will be awesome. It will be your go-to tool. And we were nice enough to package your go-to tool for this cycle with your go-to community and go-to alpha, right? Our private Discord. where we cook for our subscribers for 4 or 5 hours every single day on live calls, guys. That is not hyperbole. That is reality. You get our intimate thoughts on the market, and you get a ton of airtime with us. So definitely very valuable and probably underpriced, quite frankly, for the amount of alpha and value that we provide. And we were even nice enough to give you your go-to tool and your go-to community plus alpha for discounted pricing on both. You can buy them as a package together. Would definitely recommend. But we also, I mean, shoot, you're running out of time, for this cycle. But because Bitcoin Academy, guys, there's never a timeline to not be able to, hone your educational base or reach trading level mastery. These are things that will be invaluable to you as you move into a bull market, right? You're not going to want to be probably focusing on education when prices are moving aggressively higher, but you do want to make sure that you know how to, of course, take profit, or not, and be able to handle the swings in this market. And fortunately, we do have education for all of that and then some in our BB Academy, guys. You get to learn from the entire team. Of course, if none of that floats your boat or all of it does, we also have because we have BB Wealth Management for you all. And that is an SEC registered hedge fund that focuses on digital assets in a way that looks to capture their asymmetric history for upside returns while also balancing the downside risk posed in any financial market. So becoming an LP or an accredited investor is something that interests you. Maybe you're interested in having the team manage your money for you as we head into the bull. Maybe performance is a question that you have. And you're not sure how to tackle it. Well, we've been absolutely crushing this market, both as individuals and as a fund. So make sure to reach out to us if that is applicable to you. But yeah, those are some of our products, guys. This is usually where I would talk about the scheduling of our next shows. But make sure to check out all of these incredible things that we've been working on, both in bullish conditions and bearish ones, for you guys to be able to improve your trading, your education, and everything in between.
Tommy, that was beautiful. And guys, read some of these comments here. All right. There's never been a more important time to surround yourself with a top tier group of guys. Our team, some of the best. Okay. I am proud to say that we are cumulatively a super team. Very proud of how the team has been navigating this market for a long time. All right. This market is too big to navigate alone. All right. And we want to be that group for you guys. Right. I know a lot of you guys are already in there, but definitely consider giving it a try. All right. Definitely consider checking it out. You will see why we have an over 80% member retention, right? Over a very, very long period of time. People stay and they don't leave. We do 4 hours of conference calls per day, like Q&A, chart requests. You get to see all of our positional changes, things like that. And you get the BB terminal. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building out a custom trading terminal. And all of our Discord members get that for free. Like, get in there. Get in there already, guys. You want to be in there during alt season. I promise you that. So anyways, check it out, guys. But let's get back to the show. So let's see what the likes are doing right now. How are the likes doing before we get back to things? 352 with 640 watching on YouTube. If you're watching on X, hit the retweet, hit the like button. And if you're watching on YouTube, we want Chef Jackus to show you some charts today. We really do. So, all right, let's get back to it. Louis or Haggard, who wants it? I see you both have your charts up. Who wants it?
I mean, I can take it, Louis. I can take it. What do we want to look at? Some
let's see something.
Some shit coins, Louis, maybe? Potentially. This was a good one. This is a classic one, actually. This is a good one. This is one we were in from a long time ago, one we were looking at in the Discord recently. First area of interest was here. We got that. I still am of the belief that we could possibly come down here on Flog, but because he broke the parabola, right? He broke the parabola. So I think you can come down a little lower, but I think this is one long term you'd like. Huh?
It kind of looks like ETH a little bit, right? Like when it came down from the 4K high back in the beginning of the year. I don't know. I just liken that support structure from the first half of October to kind of the structure that ETH had.
Mm-hmm. I see it. And what did ETH do? Did ETH just blast through it all? I don't even. So you're talking about
what's WIF looking like?
WIF got listed on Robinhood today.
I saw. That's why I want to see it.
I have a feeling we're going to be surprised by some of these big U.S. exchange listings this cycle. They really have the green light. I'm not surprised to see WIF and Pepe listed. I'm not at all. But I'm saying like there's going to be some smaller memes right now that get listed on top U.S. exchanges. And we're going to be like, wow, never did I think 6 months ago that this shitcoin would be listed on Coinbase or Robinhood. We'll be surprised this cycle.
Yeah, I think so. I did not expect them to do Pepe on Robinhood and Coinbase so early. I mean, it was like immediately following the election. They were like, okay, here we go, type of thing.
It's becoming overwhelmingly clear to me that Pepe is the Doge of this cycle. It always was. That was my thesis in the bear market. But how the chart looks, the listings, it's a replay of Doge from last cycle, man. There's always a chosen meme of every cycle, and it just goes way higher than it should, you know. And to look at this thing right here, where Pepe is at relative to ETH being sub 3,500 still, I don't think many people are truly wrapping their heads around the idea that you are genuinely early to Pepe. Like, it may be up 20x from the bear market lows or whatever. I'm kind of rounding. I don't know the exact multiple from here. But you are actually, I know where you're going to draw it, Tucker. Like, we are actually so early on this Pepe move. Like, if ETH was already at 5K and in price discovery, I'd be like, well, we probably got like a few months left. You might actually be like halfway done with the Pepe move. And you might see the crazy, because here's the thing about these memes. We've talked about this idea before. They don't trade like Bitcoin in the sense that they lose steam and momentum the higher they go. Meme coins do the opposite. They crash upward. The moves, the magnitude of the moves become more powerful the higher you go. Like Doge's extensions last cycle, the first pump was the smallest. The second pump was in the middle, and the last blow off was the biggest percentage-wise. If you're seeing that again with Pepe here, what you've seen is really like unironically the test pump. The moves should become more powerful the higher we go. Again, they capitulate upwards, right? Which is atypical. It's not normally how things go. They typically lose steam the higher they go. But Tucker, I think lower than that, honestly, man. I mean,
you could be like right here. Right?
Yes, I think you're right there, because if you were to put Bitcoin underneath those charts, that the bottom circle you just had there on Doge would line up a lot closer with where Bitcoin, I think, is within its move. Where Bitcoin really just got into price discovery. During that circle for Doge last cycle, Bitcoin just barely got into price discovery when Doge was right there.
Well, and you didn't have this consolidation here on Pepe. Like you just got your Coinbase, your Robinhood listing, you went vertical, right? I think you probably overextended a little bit potentially. So that's why I think you could be here, right? Yeah, I mean, because if you didn't get those listings on the same day that stuff started pumping, you probably would have put in this, like, you guys see what I'm talking about, like this little consolidation here, but on Pepe it just went above range highs.
Let me show you what
I also don't think we've reached anywhere near the level of virality that Doge had. When Doge pumped to 1%, everybody was talking about it in my circles, and they weren't even in crypto. Pepe is almost at 10 billion, and still almost nobody knows about it, right? Like the same people who are asking me, oh yeah, what do you think about XRP? Eventually they're going to find out that Pepe is probably the next Doge, and they're going to start aping it. And the fact that has not yet occurred, right? That we haven't even seen that shift that rhetoric shift. I think that just the number of normies that are going to find Pepe and start buying it, like that hasn't even really started yet. We're already at what, 9 or 10 billion market capitalization. I really do think that it's so difficult to benchmark where Pepe could be in this cycle because, it's pumped so high, and we really haven't seen any of the signals that usually come in for like meme or a meme being overheated. People forget
I
shit
agree.
went from 100 million to 22 billion in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree, Tommy. And here's what I was trying to say, Tucker. So here's Doge last cycle, and here's Pepe. So this wasn't the previous all-time high, but it was like the bear market or like pause range high. So like here is your bear market, right, for Doge. And this was like your bear market range high, right? So I just have it labeled previous all-time high, but I'm just telling you that it wasn't the actual all-time high because Doge was so much older, man. Like this happened in 2020. Doge has been around since what, 2014 or something? 2013? Yeah, 20. So it's like you can't take them one for one like that. You kind of have to like Frankenstein it together to get the context properly. But when I look at like where Bitcoin was, right? This was the previous Bitcoin all-time high. Right here. So let me mark this out. Previous Bitcoin all-time high. The current previous Bitcoin all-time high was, right here. Okay. So let's mark this out. Previous all-time high. What you're seeing, let me just massage this a little bit here. Okay. What you saw right here for Doge was when Doge finally got above the previous all-time high. It's like this is basically where Pepe is right now. Like somewhere in here where you've broken out, you're in price discovery clearly above the previous cycle all-time high. And, this is where Bitcoin is. So if we use Bitcoin as our benchmark to say, like, where is Pepe? Where is the king meme of this cycle relative to like Bitcoin cycle? Then Pepe would be right where Doge was, right here in January of 2021. Does that make sense to you guys? If we use Bitcoin as the benchmark,
Yes.
when Bitcoin goes into price discovery, it's like, look, this was the Bitcoin all-time high break, that black vertical line, and right here, it's the same thing, right? Like it's genuinely the same chart. And you could bring it like this.
What are we even talking about?
It's a great question. So if we use Bitcoin as the benchmark, then this is where Pepe's at.
And
It's
what
just
was the percentage moves?
bro?
Like,
I mean,
what was are the market caps
no,
similar?
Pepe was bigger than Doge was. I think Doge was maybe like $1 billion or $2 billion or something like that around here.
Yeah.
But also you have to consider, this was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. It's like, maybe they kind of are at parity when adjusted for how the conditions are different. 50 billion ain't what it used to be.
True, but right, you had Doge on SNL, right? Like, we're gonna get Pepe on SNL,
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
I mean, it seems like a lot has to occur before that has to happen. But I always kind of feel like you can, at least in like, yeah, I feel like that's bullish that we can't kind of like comprehend how that can happen. Just in the same way, like 4 or 5 months ago, a Robinhood listing for Pepe was like, yeah, I really hope it happens. I don't really know if I think it will, but if it does happen, we know it's going to extend the ceiling of the coin pretty substantially. And then it did happen. So I just kind of feel like you're at the point where you're starting to see that positive feedback loop really snowball, but that hasn't taken Pepe to like super mainstream levels of recognition yet. Everybody knows the meme. People don't know that there's a liquid asset that you can buy that's basically just like Dogecoin, probably at like a few cents.
Yeah. I also want to point out it looks like Elon tweeted something about Doge like earlier today, and it barely had any effect, which is interesting. So I think like that type of virality, like someone needs to like kind of push Pepe the same way Elon pushed Doge, right? Like that was a big part of it. I feel like so. I mean, we'll see if that happens, but I'm starting to notice that like that Elon effect on Doge isn't having as much of effect. I mean, granted, Doge had a sick run the past couple days, so past couple weeks. I'm sorry.
But my question to you is, Louis, like if we wanted to benchmark where Pepe is relative to where Doge was last cycle.
Yeah.
And Pepe is already what 4x higher than where Pepe was in terms of market capitalization at this phase of the cycle, meaning Bitcoin just going into price discovery. Do we really need an Elon to push it? Because we're already exceeding where Doge was at this phase of the cycle last time with a higher market cap and no Elon.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But what I would say is like where we are now, I think that's exactly like compared to Doge, I think that's exactly where we are. I think you're 100% correct. And I see that next leg incoming for Pepe, but that second leg that we got on Doge was, you know, leading into that SNL. So like, do we get that second leg, or is this pump that, you know, we're expecting, which I 100% expect, like, is that going to be the top, or are we going to get like that double pump like Doge got? That's really what it comes down to. I'm going to be a little more conservative and say we get maybe like that one big push like Doge got and not get a second pump. But I mean, time will tell. I'm happy to be wrong. But like if we don't have something like that, like that's what I'm saying. Like maybe we only get that first pump that you're showing right now for Doge, and we don't get that second pump.
Because so you think this last pump here was just like the Elon pump, where it pumped from 5 cents to 70 or whatever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put in volume too. Like if you put volume on, that first pump had all the volume. The second pump had no way less volume. So that was more or less like that first pump should have really been the blow off top, but then it got carried higher in my opinion.
What are the time frames on here though?
How do we know that we won't have somebody champion Pepe though?
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't
need to, but I think it will.
His name is Snorlax, and he will champion Pepe.
It might just be Max.
I mean, look, it's a traditionally conservative meme, and we have a conservative in office who is very pro crypto. I feel like the odds of somebody pretty high up championing, not, or maybe not like championing Pepe in the same way that Doge was, but like talking about it, it seems kind of inevitable to me.
I wonder who is that gonna be truly for Pepe? That cheerleader. Like Doge has Musk, Bitcoin has Sailor, right? Is going to be the Pepe champion.
I mean,
obviously Andy has Max,
not Elon, right? Because like he just tweeted about Doge and it's didn't move. So like, what if he's like, all right, so time for another coin to champion? You never know.
Well. Speaking of memes, guys, do you remember, and with your tweet yesterday, Max, I think, about pump.fun, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like a few months ago, when I spoken about good fundamental memes, and you guys questioned me here, and I think it was even specifically you, Max, and you were like, obviously joking about it, but like, what is a fundamental meme, right? Like, it makes no sense. And nowadays we are at like, listen, these memes are like good fundamental memes. I just find it funny that it's like truly taking a form.
Yeah, what's going on with Pump Fun is disgusting, man. Like, but here's the things. I don't think that that's like a top signal for the market.
Yeah.
I said this in my tweet yesterday. I'm like, it's literally just a bunch of like poor inbreds that are like threatening to harm themselves for like $2,000. That's not a top signal. It's just like, this is like the weird underbelly of crypto. And nobody that's like a serious investor spends a lot of time on Pump Fun. Like it's negative alpha. There's nothing there for them. So it's no different than the lottery is what I was saying. It's wealth extraction from poor people. That's all that Pump Fun is. And a cycle top is going to be something more prolific. It's going to be like Robin Hood Stadium you know, or it's going to be like something big and national and like, you know, like nationally incorporated. It's going to be something
Like US government embracing Bitcoin as its strategic reserve officially.
Yeah, it's not going to be like some random guy who's like, if my meme coin doesn't get to 25K market cap, I'm killing my goldfish. That's not a top signal. That's just a freak on the internet. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that has nothing to do with anything legitimate. So I'm not worried about that, man. It's just weird, man. It's like there's just this weird underbelly of crypto that I don't know, man. It just attracts freaks, you know, and
That's
it's just
that's the shit I've been seeing. It's been making me feel like is this a local top when you see shit like that? It's just like, but then like going back to like, those are just like the internet gremlins, like creeping their way into like crypto to make a quick buck. Like those are like the first people that are going to come and get into crypto. And then the real retail that are somewhat normal will come later. But yeah, shit like that just makes me cringe.
In each cycle, there is always these waves, right? And people are always quick to like be cycle top. When the actual cycle top comes in, it's never like it's everywhere, and people don't even question it at that point anymore. It's like, you know, it's just normal and it's just everywhere. Whereas right now, everyone is like, "Is this a cycle top?" Right? Like, no, this must be the cycle. Again, everyone. I have never seen people so obsessed trying to call a cycle top as this one. I do not like it though. And by the way, I think with the pump.fun situation, I actually was writing under Donald tweet that I never thought it is possible, but it seems like we hit a ceiling of degeneracy here. What humans can do.
Yeah, we did. We
sad. Did. It's really sad. Like, and they're making a couple $1,000 and like they're bragging about it, like they hit the lotto. It's like, geez, like it's crazy. And they're all just rugging each other. They're eating each other alive. It's crazy.
And here's the thing: I'm not in favor of like censorship. Like, I think if these idiots want to continue to do that and cannibalize themselves, like let them do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's the free market. And it's just here's the thing: you always hear the squeaky wheel. Okay, so most of crypto is maturing and becoming more legitimate, and you just have like you've got 4 wheels on your car, and one of them is squeaky, and that's Pump Fun and all these freaks on the internet. So it's hard not to hear the squeaky wheel, but you also have 3 wheels that are working just fine. You got fresh rims and winter tires, new suspension. You're looking great, right? Heading into the winter. Great set, great 3 tires, but you got one that's squeaky. So you turn your head and you fixate on that one, but it's, you know, let them they're just going to be idiots, man. Like they're just going to be idiots they're not going to make any money. The only winner in all of this is Pump Fun. That's it.
Yeah.
I think they have no moral backbone, clearly. They know they're lawyering up right now before they even get hit. They're going to get hit hard, right? Mm-hmm. And they're kind of like, well, let's just make as much money as we fucking can until we get hit, you know, and we get subpoenaed or something. Yeah. They know it's coming. It's the most obvious lawsuit of all time. Like if there's a Polymarket bet right now, does Pump Fun get subpoenaed? I'm all in. Like that's for sure happening.
No, it's there. It's 95% right now that they get shut down by end of the year. Wow. It's literally at 95. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of this year.
I don't know if I like the end of the year bet. I don't know if I like. I mean, I think
95 by end of year that they get legal action taken.
Wow.
They can't ban it that quick.
Yeah, they can.
It would have to go through Congress and shit.
Yeah, they'll just literally click. You're done. Like it's a button. It's literally a button.
It's a button. You're done.
I mean,
the button is labeled. You're done.
The positive that comes out of it is
who says I have bigger button than you guys.
Yeah. I mean, the positive that comes out of this is honestly that ETH kind of becomes that like flight to safety. You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's just get serious. Let's go back to ETH and let's pump like actual meme coins that aren't gonna rug every other day, right? So I mean that's the light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we're starting to see that in the price action literally over the past couple of days. I think people are like, all right, screw this, I'm done with this, and you're starting to see utility tokens pump as well, like, you know, stuff like Uni and other stuff starting to catch a bid. ETH starting to look better. And I think people are just getting sick of getting rugged over and over again. It's like, all right, let's just get serious and invest in something where my money's going to be put to better use, and it's not going to go to zero overnight, you know?
Yeah. And I don't think it's bad. Like, I still am very much so in the camp that we are going to see a meme super cycle. And the top signal of top signals will be, the top 100 list on CoinGecko of projects by market cap will be majority over 50% memes. And that's going to be a top signal. And I think we're also going to see a handful of memes go over 100 billion market cap this cycle. Of course, Pepe's in that batch. Probably like a whiff, some other stuff, like that's going to get out of control. Okay. But it was inevitable, and it is inevitable that utility, quote unquote, gets bid as well, which, by the way, is a good thing. That creates the on-chain wealth effect, whether it's ETH going up, Sol going up, BNB going up, Render going up, like, it doesn't matter. XRP going up. When people's like legitimate, fundamentally sound crypto holdings appreciate, they feel more comfortable building a meme portfolio. So I don't think just because you're seeing a little rotation, like a long overdue rotation into quote unquote fundamentals in crypto somehow means that like the meme top is in. I don't think that's true at all. I think we're just getting started.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Litecoin pump yet, so we're fine, guys. We're fine. Okay.
It's starting to move a little bit, but
that is the top signal when you see stuff like that pump. Because these guys finally get back to break even, and then they just start yeeting everything.
Big talk. Like I get questioned so many times. If I'm bullish on XRP, why am I not bullish on LTC? And I would say that there is one major difference between the two, and that's that LTC just doesn't have the same narratives to push it really high.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's gonna go up with the market, but not like to some crazy extent, in my opinion.
Oh, this is the best chart there is, because it's like, yeah, Bitcoin's gonna correct 20% at some point, but man, you want to Bitcoin Vegas is the time. It is so clear that this is what's going to happen. It's so clear. While Bitcoin distributes at the end of Q1 through mid Q2, your altcoins are going to go crazy, and you're going to sell everything into Bitcoin Vegas. You're going to come back at the end of the summer and then ride it back up.
It's so obvious, bro. Like end of May. It's so obvious. Like you're gonna see ETH rip from like 5,600 to 7,500 between like April and May, and that is gonna be like the top of tops before a big summer drop.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's gonna be in shambles at Bitcoin Vegas because Bitcoin's gonna be down and alts are gonna be up, and then they're both gonna correct together. Remember when we said this was going to catch up, Tucker? We were like, we're going to join the mean reversion will be studied.
Mm-hmm. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, we'll just be at Bitcoin Vegas solely in fiat. It's going to be epic. But
solely in fiat, it's going to be epic.
The people who don't sell the Bitcoin Vegas top and altcoins are going to be in absolute shambles holding, because they're like, oh, well, the top of the top is going to be in Q4, so I'm just going to hold the whole year. It's like, no, some of those memes are not going to set higher highs in Q4.
Yeah. I'm not going to be all cash until like the very end of the cycle, because I don't think Bitcoin. I don't think the all-in or all-out strategy is going to be a winner this cycle, because we are being shown, there are some metrics that show that this time is a little different. Like, for example, we were talking this morning in the Discord about Jack has pulled Jack has pulled up the chart. Bitcoin adjusted for the M1 money supply, right? We are being shown that there is things that are different this time around, right? So, I mean, I can show that chart, right? you are seeing some level of adoption or repricing that we haven't seen before. So, for example, here's Bitcoin adjusted for the M1 money supply, right? It's now in price discovery and it's called every top and bottom, basically going back to 2017, right? So there are things that are appearing to be different this cycle, right? So I'm like, well, I mean, what if we don't get the same type of corrections that we've got, before? I think we're going to, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think being like all cash is going to be a winner. I think like timely rotations will be a winner. But yeah, I just think that like we need to consider that, yes, we're going to rip hard. Yes, there's not a greater top signal than a bunch of really wealthy crypto nerds going to Vegas together and like paying for very nefarious activities and being assholes. There's no better top signal. Nothing. You can't make this up, man. The script it's already been set. But you could rip out of that summer low pretty hard. You could.
I just think you're going to want to be mostly in cash and Bitcoin this summer, right?
I can see
even if
that.
you're not in all out, like I don't think you want to hold alts this summer. I don't. It's gonna be brutal, probably. But
yeah, I think you're gonna want to probably start twapping out in May, honestly.
What if there's a possibility here? I want you guys to like think about it with me for a second. That we have Bitcoin, obviously, that led the cycle. We have altcoins that are going to probably take the reins here in a few weeks, and that altcoin outperformance lasts for a few months. And then, I mean, what do you think about a cycle-ending Bitcoin pump instead of altcoins pumping? Typically that's what we usually see as a sign of froth. But I think given what's driving the Bitcoin repricing right now, which is basically Saylor buying a ton of coins, he's basically been saying what they're doing is selling volatility at like an institutional scale. So maybe the only thing that can wreck Saylor is if Bitcoin pumps so hard that volatility gets lifted and ruins the micro strategy, the game that they're playing right now. So I kind of wonder, maybe we see Bitcoin lead the way. We see altcoins take over in Q1, part of Q2, and then we see Bitcoin take the reins back to close the cycle. What do you think about that?
That's kind of my plan at this point. Like I'm trying to be out of pretty much every altcoin by like mid-May, and rotating back in at the end of the summer is still a question mark, right? Because it's like at that point, I might just want to own a ton of Bitcoin and forget about it.
Yeah, I'm front running May with April.
I'm front running you. Then I'm front running you in March.
Where's that meme? Don't use your friends as exit liquidity.
The front runner.
Everyone is also looking to front run everyone. What if the cycle goal is to outrun everyone? Because they're gonna sell too early.
Jack is never selling.
What was that?
It's the Tommy
theory.
theory.
It on your hand. Tommy theory? What's Tommy theory?
I don't even know.
Everyone plans to like get out like and go off into the sunset being rich next year, but we kind of have to just stay in crypto for way longer than we want to.
Max Payne is you're stuck here for many, many years. That's the Tommy theory. Everybody wants to sell in May and get rich, or sell in October and get rich. Strap in, bucko.
Max
You're here
Payne
for a few years.
Super cycle top in like 2027 or 2028.
Oh my God, Tommy.
Something crazy like that.
Realistically, the best way to do it is just scale out on the way up and accept already now that you're not going to sell the exact top, and you'll see people just making insane riches in the meantime, outperforming you. But you will actually sell on the way up and you will be happy because you've made profit, versus the people that will get insanely rich on paper will not be able to comprehend those unrealized wins. They will not be able to close them, because what if it just goes 2 more X's? I'll buy this and that, and then they round trip it. So it doesn't really matter about the timing as much as you just selling on the rips.
How much time did we have till the first top there, Max? From there, well,
I'm happy that you asked. I'm happy that you asked, because I'm going to tell you right now.
May, I guess we had like 6.
So we had December, January, February, March, April, May, and then June, July, August, September, October, November.
I think we top in October next Q4.
I mean, yeah, I think it's the same thing, honestly, man. Like, I think you can take some profits here in May, sell in May, go away, buy the July dip, buy the July lows, and then turn your brain off until Q4. So it's like you can rip a 50x on meme coins and shit coins right here. And, then basically just pack it up until, the summer, and then hit a nice like 2 or 3x on ETH or something like that. We'll see where it's at, at that point. But I mean, here, like, look at it this way, right? If we're doing the same thing that we've always done, let's look at Others dominance too, right? Because Others dominance has that first peak at the same time. So, look at Others dominance puts in its bottom here in December and then rips through May. And it's the same time that ETH puts in its bottom, its first meat stick, and then rips through May, right? But then you always get that, at least, I mean, always is a tough term to use because we only have a couple data points, right? But then you get that second alt season, right? So we could be doing this right now, and then you rally, through May top, and then you'll come back and you'll put in your second, and this is a big one. This is where like a lot of gains actually happen, is the second run up too. So to think that like you're only going to get good conditions from here through May, I'm like, that's fair to assume, but I also think a lot of people are going to suffer from selling too early because this is in log mode. So like right here for ETH, ETH was at under $1,000 right here where my mouse is. This was like $4,500. So let me put it in linear mode. A lot of people are going to sell like this candle, and they're going to miss out on like the meat of the move, right? So you have to consider.
We should. AZ brings up some good points. Okay, so everyone has it all figured out. What could go wrong? Well, here's this, brother. Everyone should have had the last 9 months all figured out, but how many people got destroyed from 50 to 70K for the last 9 months and lost everything? A lot of people. It was a bull flag at the end of the day. Hilarious. Second, we should look at 2017, right? Because this last cycle was off the back of COVID money printing. So could be slightly different. And I do think we're going to probably look like 2017 more. So, but we can't really look at ETH for that, unfortunately. So I don't know exactly what we should look at. Like maybe like Litecoin or Doge or something, but
I mean, I've been saying pretty much all cycle that we could see Dino coins pump pretty hard at some point. I don't think that will be the same top signal people think it will be. I think game metaverse coins might actually be like when those start to pump out.
Do you remember those at the end of 21?
Yeah.
When
that
people
was
were
the top
buying
when they started pumping.
Yeah, that was the top. And
What's
we haven't gotten any more of those. Like there's been 0 metaverse coins this cycle.
They pumped over the weekend though, and we're dumping.
Wait, what? Like the Dino ones?
Like Sand and
oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know about Gala, but I know Sand was pumping. I think one of my friends was like, "Hey, should I long mana? Like you're trying to long mana on a weekend. You're kind of
One of my buddies, dude.
Well,
One of my
that's-
buddies who might be listening to this show right now. He was a big mana guy back in the day and got obliterated on mana, but it's all good.
Man,
That's
he's
the
such
thing.
a-
Dude. They're just people are coming in on the weekends because that's when they have time to do it, and they're just getting chopped to bits too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even pay attention too much to weekend price action anymore. It's just by the time Monday rolls around, you're basically at where you were on Friday. Literally.
Here it is, guys.
We need 2017 though, Max. We need it.
Do you though?
Yes, because the corrections were much shallower. You didn't have a double top, but like that same correction that we're looking for in at the end of May, it was like 30% or whatever, but it was a lot quicker than your summer correction last cycle. At least on Bitcoin.
All right.
But I don't know what to look at besides because you can't really look at ETH. Like you'd have to look at like Litecoin and Doge or something.
It's going to be some like brand new sector of crypto probably that starts popping off and pumping that we don't even know yet, if I had to guess.
Dude, it's probably just gonna be memes, man. Like I don't
Bitcoin NFTs.
puppets study.
Yeah, when puppets are trading near seven figures per JPEG to sell everything.
7
Yes.
figures per JPEG. Are they down a little bit like the
Yeah.
last week?
Yeah, because I mean we know how JPEGs perform when the underlying asset that they're denominated in is super volatile.
I mean, I'm sure they're up in USD the last like month, but
I think STX looks pretty good here. But
Yeah, I
it'll-
saw you. What does STX have to do with the puppets? I saw you posted that in your channel where you were talking about puppets, but you charted STX.
STX is I mean it's the Bitcoin L1 chart, right? So I
Yeah,
kind of think when STX starts to like aggressively enter price discovery, it's usually a pretty good sign for on-chain activity.
Nice. See, I'm still learning.
We'll get you there, Louis. Don't worry. We'll make you a fellow puppet connoisseur.
Yeah.
yeah, this is what we needed, Max. This is what I needed.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Did you guys see this?
Chimp phone over chimp zoo. Real.
Max Payne is sentient memes outperform. I don't know about that one.
Nah, that's a fad.
Nobody wants those bags to pump harder than the people who are holding a lot of them.
Yeah.
Naturally. But I don't know. I that's not my game. I feel like there's this whole lore developing around them and it just feels a bit too much.
I mean, dude, it's pretty crazy what these things are doing, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty wild. It's not like beyond just an LLM running a Twitter account, right? Like they're doing some crazy stuff now. They're doing spaces, they're making TikToks, they have AI, trading bots that are actually solid, right? Like it's pretty wild.
Well, maybe I keep telling myself to study up on them and then I keep like looking and there's so much like disparity between the coins that are performing well and the ones that aren't. It's like you're either buying a rug or you're buying something that's basically just going up only. Is that
it's too easy to make them now. It's too easy to just crank them out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's true.
Tucker, what do you think? I made this for you. I
Thank
put in
you.
some hours for you right here.
Okay, so that was ETH. Wow. Okay, will you mark out the first little top before it corrected there in 16 or 17?
Right here.
Was that June? Okay, June. Interesting.
June, May.
April.
No, that's
No. Relax, Louis. Relax.
What do you mean? June, May, April.
I actually don't.
I see no pattern. I see no pattern.
I don't hate that because I think the Pico top will be in October because it was December, November, now. I think October.
I'm front running you guys.
All right, April Fool's Day. Sell it all.
Yes,
Sell
exactly.
It all April Fool's Day. Well, no, you want to sell at the end of the month. All right, look, my birthday is May 1st. I'll just sell it all on my birthday. It's gonna be epic. Okay, that's what I'll
Talk
do.
about a reward for your birthday.
And then Tucker's gonna buy an AP and a blacked out Cadillac Escalade.
And you need to
then we're
sell
never coming back.
everything. Yeah,
And it's over forever.
yeah. then
He's
you
gonna
need to
buy
sell
lots
it
of
all.
hogs.
Yeah, he's gonna buy a new machine gun for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Flame tower.
You know they got a flamethrower now that's like $600. It's pretty. I'm gonna buy one.
That's the top.
That's the top. No, it's not.
Tucker just lighting his cigars with his flamethrower.
Dude, I'll show you this thing.
That would be a top signal for sure.
Yeah,
Tucker, are these things growing on value too after you buy them?
yeah. Of course, Jack is.
So it's an investment.
It's an investment. Yeah, that's what I tell the lady. It's an investment. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did a little shopping this weekend.
For
I'm
yourself?
front
No,
running.
Louis.
I'm front running the shop.
Louis, no, Louis, no.
Louis on his front runner arc right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I'm front running everybody.
Yeah.
Just hit the red button to hedge every time you open Zillow.
Oh man.
Max,
Yeah.
so what is this new layout of these candles? Are you not using the full body candles?
I
They're
just
all
turned the
hollow.
I just turned the colors off just so we could see
Okay.
them a little easier. Why do you
Okay,
not
okay.
like it, or do you love it?
I was like, is this a new layout? You wanna change up things? Or like,
No,
what's going
no,
on?
no. I'm comfortable with my color schemes. I was just playing. I was having a good time with my friends. That's all. Just having a
Like
good
it.
time.
Like,
Jackus, what do you think about this chart?
how do you not come over this chart?
I did already.
Goodness.
Oh no, we're gonna get banned.
I was about to say, like,
Jesus
offensive
Christ.
Jackus comment.
No, he has an accent. The algo can't pick him up.
Doesn't
That's true. I've heard that.
The Indian accent.
Oh yeah, we can't do that one again. That was
Oh my
that
God.
was rough last time. All right, Tommy, the final shill. The show is over. Let them know why they need to
again.
join and why they need to join immediately. Yeah, you can do like a shortened version of it.
Yeah,
Right.
shorten it up. Shorten it up. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of a professional yapper, so I'll do my best. No, guys, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier in the stream. We were nice enough to package your go-to tool for the cycle, which is the BB terminal. That's true if you are an active trader, if you are an investor, and of course, also soon if you are a degen. And we packaged it with our Discord, which can be your go-to community and your go-to alpha. I mean, we've gotten incredible reviews from our subscribers on our Discord. And like Max says, it is invaluable to be able to have a group of guys or, ladies and gentlemen, of course, to conquer this market with, because there are a lot of ways to win, a lot of ways to potentially, pitfall, but ultimately having a great, strong community and having access to alpha that will help you navigate the market can help you avoid these things. So we did package, like I said, the terminal and our Discord together. You can get both at a discounted rate. Highly recommend you take advantage of that at these prices. They may or may not be increasing soon. So just keep an eye on that. And also, like I said at the beginning, during the middle of the show, guys, we do have some other offerings, such as the BB Academy. If you are looking for some educational content to hone your educational base or reach trading level mastery here before the market really picks up. I know it seems crazy right now, but it is going to get a lot crazier. I would recommend taking advantage of that sooner rather than later. And of course, maybe you're interested in having the team manage your capital for you. We also have BB Wealth Management, which is an SEC registered hedge fund that focuses on digital assets in a way that looks to capture their asymmetric history for upside returns while also balancing the financial risk posed in any financial market. So check out all of those great products down in the description below this video if they interest you. And of course, Otherwise, guys, that's it for the show. We hope that you enjoyed Market Check today. We'll be back for another episode tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a reminder that we are live Monday through Friday whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open. Make sure to check out as well Wabi's show Market Talk. That's hosted through our Because Bitcoin Twitter account. It is a Spaces, and Wabi does a great job hosting that show. So make sure to stay following both Wabi and the Because Bitcoin accounts so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but also when we go live. That's it from us, guys. We hope that you enjoyed the show today. Nice little Monday cook session before Thanksgiving, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, thank you as always, and stay safe.